Oh, hey. Want to see something cool? Boom. You see that? That was beautiful. Not edited, by the way. Just a real-life power set I have. Guys, y'all know what time it is. It's spooky time. So sit back, relax, grab a little snack. Oh, that looks good. And let's do this. Here we go.
Scariest things ever caught on camera.
Oh.
Am I tripping? And I'm home alone, right?
There's a whole person sitting next to me, bro. Where?
But
Oh, no. That is terrifying. Bro, why is everyone so calm when there's literally a demon right next to them? I don't get it. Okay, what is this? When the ghost is tired of being the backup dancer? So we got a little list here. Where's the Yo, like what? They're too calm about it, bruh. He just picks it up. They're too calm. Like, I would be freaking out and geeking. Oh no.
What?
Again, too calm. They're literally just like, like, bro, I'd be screaming. You know what? When the demon runs at you, you have to run back at the demon. I'd go full force running at them. Would that work? I don't know. Honestly, I don't think it'd work. I'd probably just die. Anyways, yeah, these are gonna be a little spooky, so get ready, guys. Let's lock in. Oh my god, you better have blessed me.
Pick a door.
Pick a door. Okay, I
Blue.
like these. I'm going red. All right. Bless me. Again, I'm going red. You guys are blue. So let's see who wins.
I
Here we
picked
go.
a
The door
blue
you
anyway.
choose will determine your fate for the next 48 hours.
What is
Okay,
that
perfect.
natural
The
looking head?
companion's house, a dim living room, a furry creature with a cracked triangular head,
Aw.
giant glossy eyes.
It's kinda cute.
has the couch cushion next to him. He wants to play video games, lose on purpose, or he stares at you for hours. He loves to dance. He is bad at it. Clap anyway. He will.
He's
cook
not bad at
something
it.
Unidentifiable and watch your face
Ew.
while you eat.
Is that
Every
Dookie?
few hours, he clutches his chest and stares until you start the next activity. Keep him happy, and he lets you go. He hugs you.
Aww.
Somehow, the worst part. Door 2.
What? No, that'd be awesome. Okay, so that was me. That's what I have to do. This is you guys. Let's see what you have to do.
Identical white houses, clean green lawns, bright blue sky.
Oh, this kind of is a vibe,
Those
though.
bathrooms.
And the bed is soft. Nothing is wrong here.
Oh.
Except at the edge of town, a wall of pink and blue clouds rolls.
Dude, this looks
slowly. It
awesome.
will arrive in 48 hours. It cannot be stopped. Get inside, eat well, and sleep. When the clouds arrive, everything outside ends quietly. You will be completely fine inside.
What?
Probably. Pick a door.
Probably. Okay, I don't know who wins that one. The house in the sky one is very cool and good, and nothing really bad happens unless you step outside when the clouds go. I don't know. I'm gonna take mine. I'm happy with mine. I like my little pet tribal guy. Yep, I wasn't crazy. An arm moved across my bedroom window, and when I poked my phone to check, there's an 8-foot-tall figure. What? Okay, so there's the arm. I don't really see what they're talking about here. Should I do like a screenshot and like enhance the image in Photoshop? I think that's what I have to do. Enhancing. Bro, I'm just straight up lying, bro. What are you talking about? I saw the hand in the window. That is creepy, but I don't know what this is about. I got the creepiest thing on camera, okay?
look at the way they're walking. They're not real. What are they?
They're either really drunk or, yeah, they look like zombies. What the heck?
Guys,
I think are they acting?
there's more of them.
Is this like a part of a movie?
Where are they going?
Oh my god, they actually
Where they're going?
fully do look like zombies though. This was in the UK. Dude, this has got to be part of a movie, right? That's so weird.
This is in the UK. I'm in the UK.
Yes.
Yes, they're real. These are real things. I don't know what they are. They're all going now. I need to follow them.
There's someone talking over there. Dude, is this not filmed? Where are the cameras? It looks like me after leaving a 12-hour nursing shift. Okay. They all look clean and tidy, so I guess it's staged. It's like a zombie walk. I mean, this could just be like Friends, I guess, and they're just trying to make it viral on TikTok. I don't know what the heck this is, but if this was real, I feel like this would just be talked about a lot, you know? Zombies in the UK roaming. Yeah, I don't know. Weird. Moving on. Do you think that's real?
I don't know why the lights are on, but I'm going inside of this house. I just heard my sister's voice, and I'm sick of this. And I need to figure out what's going on so I can put a stop to it.
Okay.
For over 130 years, Stringer University.
And I need to figure out what's going on so I can put a stop to it.
Okay. What are those arrangement of chairs? What the heck? Can we turn on some lights?
I don't know why.
Wait,
the lights
wait,
are on.
wait. We're gonna have. Hold on. Enhance, 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 enhance.
Enhancement protocol, enhancement protocol.
That's a part of a chair leg. Still creepy though, I guess. Yeah, I think its chair just moved. I don't know, bro. That is weird. That is kind of creepy. These are getting spooky, guys. Leave a
Scary
like if you're
skeleton.
getting spooked a little bit. That's all of you, all right? Don't act like you're not scared.
Never take a job cleaning an abandoned house.
Yeah, I probably wouldn't do that, to be honest, unless I was with like Sam and Colby or something.
Patrick Star.
Patrick, what the? Mayonnaise is an instrument. Yo, what is that big old Patrick do? And SpongeBob? Big guy. Look at that, is the least scariest thing ever, bro. Patrick is disabled. Oh no, it's disabled Patrick. That has got to be the best scary TikTok I've ever seen. That is so funny, bro. No chance. Patrick just turns to you and falls. The clinic shouldn't have power anymore. Oh, we tried to turn it off, but it came back on. Why would you try to turn it off? Yo, I would love to, honestly, I would love to explore an abandoned place. Oh, like, look at that. That's sick. Abandoned pool. I would only do it in the daytime, though. Screw doing it at night. Heck nah. A woman in Compton captured this figure walking by her Ring camera. Okay. What even is that? Oh, it does kind of, I see what they're meaning. Like, okay, picture this as the back of someone's head. It's like an alien head. Oh, interesting. Yeah, like, look, they're walking this way. That's their head. Very weird head shape there, bro. That could be Megamind. I think you just found Megamind, bro.
Guys, I think we found a finger, like, in this hole.
Oh yeah, I've seen this one.
A finger in what? Oh my god. Okay, I'd probably start digging and or maybe call the cops. That's for sure a finger, bro. IDK guys, I looked up finger mushrooms and this looks too real. Okay, well now I'm looking up finger mushrooms. Yeah, no, that is not what we just saw. It's not a finger mushroom, bro. I don't know what the heck that was, but come on, bro. That's a finger. Oof, that's scary, bro. I'm not gonna lie, that is freaky. We moved in 1 week and found this after the owners moved out their stuff from garage. This is where it gets creepy. Who are authorized person only? Yeah, what? What does that mean? Maybe it was an Airbnb and like this is where they put their stuff. I don't know. It's not that scary. It's just a random freezer. That's not that scary. That could be like, you know, getting creeper, only authorized person again. Yeah, I'm guessing this is just like where they stored the stuff that they didn't want the Airbnb guests to go to, you know?
Yeah, it looks normal.
Why is there a lock here? Bro, I think you're making stuff up. That's not even spooky. Sped this part up because it's me looking for a light switch. Okay, so it's just another room. Wait, why is this garage like the biggest thing ever? Okay, I guess that's kind of spooky. A little, looks kind of like blood, I guess. Okay, that's the scariest part we've seen. But this looks pretty normal, right? For the most part. Just a normal little bathroom, yeah. What's with the hooks? To hang your coats on, I guess.
It's the longest
To
one.
hang bodies. Nah, y'all are reaching, bro. Y'all are reaching. My boyfriend, who's behind you? Oh, I think we need to do some enhancements. Who called the enhancement doctor? Oh, you did? Perfect. Well, let me show you some enhancements. Oh, what the heck is that, bruh? What the heck is that? Okay, enhancements kind of worked well. Okay, let's watch it. Yeah, I don't know what the heck that is. That's spooky, bro. I don't know why, but I see this dude. Okay, what? It's a raging rabbit. It's a rabbit? No way. All right, moving on. Mi llamo El Pollo. Okay, so there's a kid just chilling, and then there's a kid sleeping. Is that the same kid? Is it like a skinwalker? Is that what they're saying? If you guys know Spanish, please tell me. Oh, he's staring at the camera. That was spooky, actually. That was a little spooky. Okay, let's see the translation. This is the most impressive thing we have learned. What? What are you yapping about? Okay, let's skip ahead. Oh, so this is where the kid is, apparently. Is right outside here. Or- It's a skinwalker. The kid's just out there.
Yo.
Let him in, bro. Let him in, bro. He's cold. I don't know what the heck this is. I mean, if you guys know Spanish, let me know what
Yeah,
they're
I
yapping about.
understand
But
it.
I think it's a
There's
skinwalker
cutscene
vibe.
earlier too.
A man found this image on YouTube and believed she was his dead daughter. The man was determined to find the creator of the video, and he went insane over time. He was found dead in his home. Is that what it said? Yeah. What? It's from the Walton Files. The image is from the Walton
What are you
Files
talking
4.
about?
This is a drawing. That's a drawing? I just farted. Okay, thanks. Dude, TikTok comments. You never know what you're gonna get in the TikTok comments. Leave a comment right now. Just saying anything. Anything at all. Just leave a comment. Scary facts number 23. In 2019, there was reports of a man who was walking around New York with very futuristic technology. He seemed to walk around with purpose, interacting with very specific things with careful intention. Many theorize this man was our first time seeing a time traveler. Clearly, though, when trying to search about this incident, many report their device slowing down or shutting off. Whoa. Interesting.
Earn 125,000 points and experience
Interesting. Interesting. All right, we're moving on.
This photo was found in the parking lot of a convenience store in Florida in 1989. And this photo, still to this day, has still not been identified. So this lady had just finished shopping when she found this photo on the ground. So she immediately called the cops. The cops reached out to Polaroid. Polaroid told the cops that this photo had to be taken after May of 1989. So that means the photo was at most a month and a half old. So this photo goes viral. So this family in New Mexico, they had a daughter named Tara Calico who had gone missing. So they said,
Whoa, that's a crazy name. Tara Calico. Whoa. Whoa. I mean, okay, I can't really be saying much. My name's kind of weird too. All right, whatever.
that looked just like their daughter. But the cops examined the photo and said, that's not your daughter.
What?
The boy in this picture is thought to be this kid named Michael Henley. Michael Henley had also gone missing in New Mexico in 1988. His family also believed that this was him. Once again, though, the cops said, that is not Michael. I want you guys to look at this side by side. Tell me that that does not look like...
I don't know. It could be two different kids. I don't know.
Same kid.
Yeah, no.
2 years later...
The girl looks pretty similar.
Yeah.
Like this is pretty similar. I could see this being the same person.
2 years later, in 1990, Michael's remains were found in the park about 2 miles from where he originally went missing. To this day, Tara has never been found. She is still missing. And the 2 people in that picture have never been identified almost 40 years later.
Of course, we always wanted the expert verification, but in our minds right there, we had decided that it was Tara.
I knew it was Michael. I didn't want it to be.
Dude, that is terrible. Oh my god. Freaking took a Polaroid and then just like, what? That is insane, dude. What the heck?
He was hearing voices in his head. A man named Brennan was diagnosed with schizophrenia, decided to record himself having an episode and tell viewers what the voices he hears are telling him.
I decided
Interesting.
to record me having an episode, which I'm currently having, and I'm going to talk about what I'm experiencing.
Okay, I'm actually very curious about this.
I am currently hearing voices, and they are telling me that there are communist spies out to get me. I've not checked the windows like I normally have because I'm trying to fight it and not like... Okay, so there's one voice, it's a man telling me to turn off the
Dude.
recording software.
No way.
I'm kind of fading in and out of what's going on, if that makes any sense at all. I don't know.
That would be so ridiculous. Just hearing voices like this.
Just trying to cope, and I'm talking to my parents about how I feel. And
Today's affirmation feels
next second, I'm thinking they're communist spies. Oh God, that freaking! I heard a voice all of a sudden just yell, "I got you!" and then it made me jump.
That is so terrifying, dude. Oh my god.
Hello? Freaking. I just heard a voice on the phone. It told me myself. I know there's not any spies, but I have to look out the window. Like, it's hard. I have to. It's like I need to. Like, I know there's nobody out there, but I need to. So.
Dude, that is crazy.
Specified of the voices, telling him things like there are communist spies after him and that they're gonna get him, and even telling him to end it all. As of today, schizophrenia is not fully understood, and people who deal with it hear very specific voices.
Dude, that is crazy. If you guys have any crazy stories like that or know anyone with schizophrenia, let me know. I don't know anyone with it like that. That's insane. That is insane to me. Just imagine hearing voices, dude, constantly. Oh my god, I'd go crazy. Yeah. Real footage of the ghost hunter getting scared that never gets scared.
I literally am so scared. Audrey? Oh my god. No way. No way.
Oh, wait, what? Was no one there with her or something? Do you hear a whisper, same voice say "hey" at the beginning of the video? Let's see.
Do I dare turn
Oh my god, I do. Listen.
Do I dare turn off the basement light? Oh my god.
That is so scary, bro. Yeah, she's down there. Audrey's down there. Just go say hi. So freaky. Exploring an exclusion zone is fun until... What is an exclusion zone? You find something that you weren't supposed to see. Hey, yo, what's that green dookie on the floor? An abandoned hospital closed off to the public. It seemed like everyone was in a hurry to leave. What for, though? Everything was still left inside. Dang. Even all their shoes. Where'd they all go? There was beds all over the hospital. Dude, that looks like a freaking, like a safe area in a zombie apocalypse, and that's where everyone was or something. Interesting. That's a little creepy, bro. I'm not gonna lie. That's creepy.
Astaga, apa itu?
What the heck am I looking at?
Pocong ya?
Bruh.
Freaking little Tootsie Roll. Oh my god. Why'd that scare me so bad? Oh, I actually wasn't expecting it. What is it? Hashtag Pekong Ghost? What? Yeah, bro, this is how I feel. This is literally how I feel. Freaking, oh my god, that scared me. Exploring in the woods is fun until... Okay, similar vibe as the exclusion zone one. You find something you're not supposed to. What is this? Whoa. Now this would be sick. Just to come across this, bro. And it's open. What? No way. That is so interesting. Why was this place forgotten in the forest? As we kept exploring this place, we found a blocked-off cave. A shrine deep inside. And there's a bunch of coins. That is very interesting, dude. I don't know how people even find stuff like this. Okay, bro has a doll.
Why?
So watch the doll, I guess.
Why get another
It'd be kind of cool to have a doll like move and like talk and be able to like, you know, it'd just be like Ted in the movie. It'd be awesome.
Okay, this CGI, but I like these kind of videos.
So there's a giant spider on the moon. Dude, a space spider. Oh my god. That is insane, dude. That is actually
What's up, chap? Oh,
Okay, this next video is a part of the long back room.
what?
Insane. Think that'll happen one day to us? Giant space spider makes
No.
the moon come to the Earth and we all die. Yeah, something like that. You know, you never know. Okay, this next video is a part of the long backrooms series that this guy's doing, where he's stuck in the backrooms. This is part 9.
$10 for large, $10 for entry time.
Was that part of the video? I've never gotten that before.
Stop moving. I didn't even hear it shut. How did you let it shut? I thought you had it.
They gotta jump in the ball pit.
3, 2, 1.
It's ball pit time, guys. Come on, it'll be fun. Just jump in.
The other side is wide open. If
Look
we
how
can get there,
fun
I'll
that
just maze
looks.
back around. This whole place is just like a maze.
Oh! Wow. This is so cool.
Not that deep.
I'm telling you, someone needs to make a freaking Backrooms hotel where it's like this, or a Backrooms like theme park. Like that'd be so cool. Something touched his leg. Heck nah.
What'd you say? You saw something move? I don't see anything. There's just nothing moving. There's nothing there. Dude, you gave me a heart attack.
And it just ends there, bro. When you work at an assisted living facility and you walk by an empty room and hear something weird. It's just a phone off the hook. Keep the doll on the tiny rocker. Why did it change right as she went up to it?
Turn it off, like, unplug it.
Interesting. That is spooky, bro. That is so spooky. Probably the most believable UFO video on the internet.
It's a UFO for real, y'all.
Whoa. What the?
Y'all, that's crazy.
What even is that? Sorry to ruin it for y'all. No, it is not a freaking. Oh my god, I think it is. Actually, I think it is that. It's just a tall light.
It is, bro.
That's actually so funny, bro, if it is just that. It's super tall, though. I don't know, bro. That's weird. That is weird.
Do you want to come McDonald's with me and Danny? You want a McDonald's?
Hey, yo.
Happy Meal? Do you want McDonald's? What the fuck's your point now? No, Raspberry drink.
Okay, so 2 idiots found a demon. What the heck is going on? All right, we're moving on.
So this girl was just trying to hang a simple hook for her bath mat and ended up discovering something in her house she was never supposed to see. She drilled into the bathroom
Oh,
wall,
was someone spying on her?
and instead of
Wait.
dust, she saw actual daylight shining through the hole, which made no sense because her
Wait.
bathroom had no window or opening to the outside. Now scared but curious, she went outside to check where the light was coming from, showed the front of her house, the living room window, then 2 more windows she always thought belonged to her kitchen, but when she stepped back farther, she realized the real kitchen window was completely different, which meant those 2 extra
What?
windows belonged to a hidden room inside her house.
Oh.
A room she'd lived next to for 4 years without knowing, and before she breaks that wall open, she asks, "Would you go in there?"
Yeah, heck yeah, I would. That's freaky. I think it'd be awesome. Your house has a full other room. But imagine someone's living inside of that. Dude, that's literally a movie plot. I've seen that movie. Anyways, guys, smash like for more videos to be uploaded onto this channel. I'm sorry. I suck. Okay, goodbye.
Let's see this.
Theme parks are meant to feel safe and predictable. Every risk is accounted for, and each outcome is predicted before it even happens. That's what makes them feel safe.
Yeah.
But here, that sense of control failed all at once. It happened at Universal's Epic Universe in Orlando.
where one of the most anticipated rides was Stardust Racers.
Stardust
A
Racers.
high-speed coaster designed to simulate two comets racing through space. It launches riders past 60 miles per hour, twisting and crossing tracks mid-air, all within a system that's meant to be precise down to the second. And that's where the day began for 32-year-old Kevin Rodriguez Zavala,
Kevin
who
Rodriguez
boarded the
Salva.
ride with his girlfriend. From the outside, everything looked routine. Restraints were checked, seats locked, and the ride dispatched like it had countless times before. But even before the drop, something felt off. Kevin relied on a wheelchair and didn't have full support of his legs. And according to his girlfriend, the restraint didn't feel as secure as it should have been. Still, the ride continued forward. It climbed the track, slowly and steadily reaching that moment right before the drop, which is where everything feels briefly in control. And then it wasn't. As the coaster dropped and accelerated, things began to get out of hand almost immediately. Without lower body support, Kevin couldn't brace himself, and within seconds, the forces of the ride took over. His girlfriend tried to hold on to him, but the speed and the forces of the ride overwhelmed any control she had. That's when the impact started. Each turn and every twist forced his body harder against the restraints and the structure of the ride itself until it was clear that control was no longer his. At one point, his head struck a metal bar.
Okay, wait.
Once more after that, the ride never stopped. While inside the seat, the situation had already gone past the point of anyone being able to help.
His hand was too low. He doesn't have any support on his leg. They pushed it about 3 times, maybe 4. Yes. I saw him on the first drop. I saw him hit his head. I tried to hold him. I couldn't hold him. Another one, he hit his head. He just went up and hit.
So the seat was loose the whole time?
It looked like he was tight, but it wasn't because I said he doesn't have support on his leg, so he can't just hold support, so he can just stay in place. That's all I can remember. I lost my glasses halfway up the ride. All I know, he kept hitting his head. I tried to hold him so he doesn't hit his head anymore, but it was.
By the time the ride finally came to an end, the outcome had already been decided. Staff reached him to find he was unresponsive. His face turned blue, and CPR was started immediately beside the ride. Probably looking at these pizzas and thinking, ride.
I don't know if you caught it, supervisors are inbound. We're gonna pull it. Until this, he can cancel. You can cancel on when this goes. I got the arm, Gene. I got a 2-minute timer going. Cool. Got a timer going. All good?
For nearly 15 minutes, responders worked to bring him back, trying to undo what had already happened as witnesses looked on, describing severe head trauma, deep injuries, and heavy bleeding in the middle of a place meant for entertainment. He was rushed out on a stretcher, but he did not survive, and Kevin Rodriguez Zavala was later pronounced dead from blunt force trauma. In the aftermath, investigators examined every detail of the ride, the restraints, and the systems behind it, only to conclude that there was no mechanical failure. And that's what makes it harder to process. Nothing broke, nothing malfunctioned. The ride did exactly what it was supposed to do. Yet, somewhere in that sequence, something failed in a way that couldn't be captured by mechanics or design. Sorry to cut in for just a sec, but if you're enjoying the video so far, this is your sign to subscribe. I'm on a mission to hit 100,000 subscribers in 2026, and right now only 6.3% of you are actually subscribed. That means a massive 93.3% of you are still lurking in the shadows. Let's change that. Subscribing is completely free. It takes 1 second, and it genuinely helps the channel grow so I can keep bringing you even more disturbing and high-quality content. And here's the fun part. When you subscribe, you might randomly pop up on screen, just like the viewer right here. Thank you in advance. 13 years ago at Divo Ostrova Amusement Park in St. Petersburg, a rocket-style ride was designed to launch riders high into the sky before dropping them back down. That is, until something went horribly wrong. It's a system that depends entirely on timing, tension, and a set of cables working exactly as intended. Nothing can be out of place, and at first, everything was normal. Riders were strapped in, safety checks were completed, and the ride lifted off smoothly, carrying them more than 200 feet into the air as the park below started to shrink. From the ground, it just looked like another routine cycle. Nothing unusual, nothing to worry about. Then, in a single moment, the ride failed. A sharp sound cut through the motion, something breaking, something snapping, and one of the main cables, a critical part of the entire structure, snapped mid-operation.
Don't see it. Oh, there it is. Oh!
The ride jolted violently, throwing the system off balance, and then fell from a height of 200 meters. What was supposed to be a controlled ascent turned into something completely different. But what's worse is that this wasn't an isolated case. The same park had seen other serious accidents before. Another ride malfunction that left a young girl badly injured, and additional failures that raised the same uncomfortable pattern. And so the question stays behind long after the ride stops moving. At what point does something built for thrills stop being controlled and start becoming unpredictable?
No. Oh, never mind.
The incident took place on Wednesday, July 23, 2010, at the Sonoma Marin Fair in California, less than 90 minutes after the fair opened that day. The fairgrounds that day in Petaluma were already filling with crowds, and among the rides in operation was a small roller coaster known as the Wacky Worm. It wasn't a high-speed thrill ride. In fact, it was designed for kids, a simple, slow-moving coaster shaped like a green caterpillar, looping around a short figure-8 track. At that moment, several children were already on board, sitting in the front and back cars as the ride made its usual rounds. But near the track, something else was happening. A carnival worker, a man in his early 20s, had just returned from a break. For reasons that were never fully explained, he approached the ride area and opened a small safety gate that separated staff from the active track. Then, without realizing what was coming, he stepped inside. Witnesses later said he had his back turned to the ride, holding a drink in his hand, completely unaware that the roller coaster was already moving toward him. The ride carrying children struck him directly.
The sun is dying.
You'll find a solution. The impact knocked him off balance instantly, throwing him down onto the track as the ride continued forward. Riders and nearby staff needed a second to understand what had just happened, but by then it was already too late, and the coaster rolled over him. Witnesses described the ride rocking slightly as it passed over his body before finally coming to a stop. Some of the children on board had seen what happened, while others were quickly told to look away. Emergency responders rushed in almost immediately. The injuries were severe. His leg had been completely severed below the knee. Paramedics worked quickly to stabilize him, while others recovered the severed limb and preserved it, placing it on ice before transporting it along with him to the hospital. He survived, but the damage was permanent. After the investigations, something became very clear. The ride itself hadn't malfunctioned. The worker had entered a restricted area while the ride was still active, a place he was not supposed to be. And that's what makes it so horrifying, because it didn't take a massive failure or a high-speed crash. It didn't take a broken system or a dangerous design. All it took was one step in the wrong direction. On January 14th, 2011, something horrifying happened at the Caroline Bay Carnival in Timaru, during what should have been a completely normal afternoon. Among the riders that day were a man named Andrew Meeking and his young son, just 4 years old. Like most parents, he was simply sharing a ride with his child, trusting that everything had been secured and made safe. The coaster began its run like it always did. It climbed, turned, and moved along the track without any visible issue. And then, suddenly, something changed. As the coaster moved through its course, the front car derailed. Without warning, it came off the track and was left hanging in midair, suspended several feet above the ground. At that moment, the ride stopped being a ride, just a stalled carriage hanging where it shouldn't be, with a father and his child trapped inside. For Andrew, the situation was immediate and real. Somehow he managed to climb out, holding his child in his arms. And it wasn't a clean or easy exit.
Oh my God! Oh my God!
This isn't that
When they
bad.
finally reached the ground, the damage was already done. Andrew had suffered a back injury.
Oh.
And his son, while physically less harmed, was left shaken by what had just happened. Emergency services responded quickly, securing the area and making sure no further risk remained. The ride was shut down immediately.
Oh, that's
It
what
didn't
happened.
reopen. After that incident, early findings pointed toward a mechanical issue, specifically a wheel detaching from the carriage, which caused it to leave the track.
I didn't see that
Authorities
part.
stepped in and issued a prohibition notice, meaning the ride couldn't operate again until it was fully inspected and cleared by an independent engineers. For the organizers, it was something they had never experienced before, because it wasn't about extreme speed or pushing limits. It was a simple ride, doing what it had always done, until suddenly it didn't. What happens when the one thing you trust the most is the thing that fails?
September 20th.
The next moment brings us to October 2024 at a traveling fair in Ecuador, during what should have been a normal night of festivities. At first, everything appeared normal as the gondola filled with riders swung through its usual motion, going back and forth and climbing higher with each pass, just as it was designed to. But as the ride continued, the motion began to feel just slightly off, and soon the gondola was swinging in a way that clearly wasn't normal. Then, without warning, a loud horn cut through the noise, sharp, out of place, and immediately signaling that something was wrong. And moments later, as the gondola swung forward again, it collided with part of the platform, hitting with a sudden heavy impact that no one expected.
Oh, those in gondola, right? Oh yeah, I thought I saw that.
One of the mechanical arms
That
holding the gondolas
football
gave
thing where
way,
you
leading
roll
to
it.
a complete structural failure. In an instant, two gondola cars detached mid-motion, one crashing directly onto the platform with passengers still inside, and the other being thrown to the side before slamming into the ground with equal force. Onlookers scattered immediately, some ran to get away, while others rushed forward unsure what they were about to see but unable to look away. When people reached the scene, the reality became clear.
Yo que acababa de entrar que con mis hijos a esta huevada, que nunca le tengo tanta fe y se cayó esa verga.
The gondolas were completely wrecked and passengers were still strapped into their seats, some barely moving, others visibly injured. Witnesses later described seeing blood across the broken structure, detail that made the severity of the situation unmistakable. Emergency responders arrived quickly and began working to assess and stabilize the victims. In total, 10 people were injured, 6 of them critically, with many suffering fractures and head trauma. Victims were rushed to nearby hospitals where some required intensive care as doctors worked urgently to manage their injuries. Afterward, investigators pointed to a mechanical failure as the cause, explaining that one of these supporting arms had come loose and triggered the collapse of the entire structure mid-ride. In just a matter of seconds, something built for thrill turned into something far more serious. And for the people on that ride, there was no time to react, only time to fall.
Tired of sifting through jobs that don't feel like the right fit? Introduce.
Apart for a few seconds, while there's always that familiar mix of excitement and nervous laughter. It was exactly the case at a fun fair in Miami on September 28th, 2009. People were seated and ready for what seemed like a routine amusement ride experience, the kind where the atmosphere stays light and playful. As the ride started up, everything still felt normal. The structure lifted, rotated, and moved exactly the way it was supposed to. For a brief moment, it was just another motion ride, filled with excited screams and laughter. But that sense of normalcy didn't last long. Almost without warning, something shifted in the way the ride was supporting itself. The motion felt different, wrong, and then, in an instant, the structure began to give way. Everything dropped while sections of the ride collapsed where passengers were still strapped into their seats. People who had been smiling seconds earlier were suddenly thrown into chaos as the very ride holding them up started to fail beneath them. There was no time to process what was happening. Riders fell from a height as parts of the ride broke apart, and the sound of twisting metal and heavy impact replaced the excitement that had filled the air only moments before. Screams that had started as excitement became something else entirely. Emergency teams were called immediately and the ride area was shut down as people rushed in to help the injured. Several riders were hurt in the incident. And what made it especially disturbing was just how fast it happened. There was no slow warning, no obvious sign of trouble. One moment it was completely normal, and the next it was collapsing.
June 17th. 2023.
In certain amusement park rides, there's a certain moment where everything flips literally just for excitement. And that's what makes this next incident so unsettling. Because when something goes wrong in that moment, it's much harder to tell the difference between what's supposed to happen and what isn't. At Park Chudy's amusement park in the city of Kemerovo, Russia, riders boarded a pendulum-style attraction known as Ranger. And on this day, everything started exactly as expected. The ride built momentum, swung back and forth, and then completed a full 360-degree rotation. But then something changed. As the ride moved into its next rotation, it suddenly stopped at the highest point, and it did not come back down.
Huh?
At first, there was confusion. From the ground, some observers weren't sure if it was part of the attraction. It felt wrong. The riders had frozen in place, leaving passengers hanging at the peak of its motion, completely inverted above the ground. For a few seconds, there was silence mixed with uncertainty. Then the panic started almost immediately. Riders began shouting for help, calling out to the operator, asking if something had broken. Reports later indicated that the passengers remained stuck in this position for more than 2 minutes, though there was some disagreement over the exact duration. Eventually, the operator managed to manually bring the ride down. The descent itself became the moment everyone had been waiting for, but even then, the tension didn't disappear instantly. The ride finally returned to its starting position, and passengers were able to step off. But their reactions were mixed. After the incident, the park administration issued an apology and stated that the interruption had only lasted a short time. They also confirmed that no formal complaints had been filed and that refunds were provided to those affected. A technical inspection of the ride was launched soon after. However, authorities also stepped in, opening an investigation into whether unsafe services had been provided. It was about what it was to be completely still while hanging upside down in the air, waiting for something to move again. Now for the final case, we're actually looking at 3 different incidents combined, and they all involve one specific type of ride, the pendulum. What connects them
pendulum
is
is
just the desire,
dangerous.
but the moment things stop behaving the way they should.
That's
The first
why
clip comes
I've
from a
barely
park
gone
in
there
China,
once.
where a group of tourists were already
The only
mid-ride as
Only
the
the one that
pendulum
goes
swung
like
higher
up,
with each
down,
pass.
up, down.
Building toward that
La
familiar
Laguna
peak.
last year.
Everything was moving exactly as expected,
Oh, the dragon.
until it wasn't.
The dragon and the circle thing.
Oh yeah.
And the Romelion.
What?
The one that they spin you and they go fast. Where you're sitting.
Instead of completing the cycle, the
That
ride
is
suddenly
called
froze at its
Romelion or
highest
something.
point, as if something had cut through its motion entirely, leaving the riders suspended
Or
upside
something
down
like that.
in
Let's
the
just watch the
air,
video.
held there in a silence that wasn't supposed to exist. The second incident from Novosibirsk, Russia, plays out in a very similar way. Again, the ride builds momentum, completes its rotations, and then suddenly stops mid-cycle.
Прикинь, а вы бы могли сейчас там быть. Просто.
Хорошо, что не пошли.
Пацаны, я вас не пущу сегодня туда. Это просто капец, Коля. Бедные люди, все снимают. Может, помочь надо? Давайте помогать.
А, да ладно.
This time, passengers are left hanging upside down, stuck in place with no explanation. But the third incident takes it even further. At Knott's Berry Farm in California, a pendulum-style ride malfunctioned and left riders stranded several stories above the ground.
When this ride got stuck, you can see the riders still seated in those arms on this ride. It does go around and around, but somehow it got stuck and they were not able to get it to operate again. You can see all the people sitting in place.
But instead of being stuck in one position, the ride froze with people tilted at different angles, some sideways, some partially inverted, all unable to move, turning it into a full rescue operation.
It appears that there is a lack of urgency because we don't see those first responders. I mean, you know, people get stuck in an elevator, fire department's right there. Get them out. And here we have dozens of people stuck on this ride and have been so for more than 2 hours. So
What began as a few seconds of confusion slowly stretched into hours of waiting, the kind of waiting that feels heavier with every passing minute. And this is exactly where this type of ride becomes especially unsettling, because across all three cases, the pattern is almost the same. The ride doesn't crash, it doesn't tear apart, it simply stops. But when you're suspended in the air, strapped into a seat, and completely dependent on a system that has suddenly stopped behaving the way it's supposed to, that single moment is all it takes for everything to feel wrong.